While the US currently enjoys a position of global dominance, it is facing contemporary challenges that mirror the historical patterns of imperial decline. The widening gap between the rich and the poor, coupled with declining social mobility, breeds social unrest and threatens to undermine the foundations of American society. Political polarization, marked by deep ideological divides and an increasingly adversarial political climate, hinders effective governance and erodes public trust in institutions. The rise of new global powers, such as China, and the resurgence of geopolitical competition challenge American global leadership. The threat of climate change, compounded by the potential for pandemics and other global crises, requires significant resources and global cooperation, testing the resilience of the American system. History offers numerous examples of once great empires that ultimately succumbed to internal and external pressures, offering valuable lessons about the potential vulnerabilities of even the most powerful nations. Internal decay often played a significant role, with economic stagnation exacerbated by excessive military spending, burdensome taxation, and the widening gap between the rich and the poor, crippling the empire's economic foundation. Social unrest, stemming from internal divisions, political instability, and the erosion of social cohesion, further weakened the empire from within. Corruption by government or military officials compromised efficiency, eroded trust, and drained resources. The loss of moral authority, whether by the burdens of unjust taxation, oppression, or the erosion of cultural values, alienated populations and eroded support for the empire. External pressures also contributed to the fall of empires. Military defeats, whether through decisive battles or prolonged, costly wars, weakened the military might of the empire and shattered the myth of invincibility. The rise of competing empires or powerful rival nations challenged the power structure, fighting over access to resources, territory, and influence. Other technologies, such as the emergence of new military technologies or more efficient economic systems, could render the empire ill-equipped to compete. Beyond these immediate challenges, the US could further erode its power and influence because of demographic shifts, aging population, low birth rate, and increasing ethnic and racial diversity could undermine social cohesion and economic growth. Technological disruption, rapid development of technologies such as artificial intelligence and automation could lead to significant job displacement and exacerbate economic inequality. Cybersecurity threats, increasing reliance on technology has made the US vulnerable to cyber attacks, which can disrupt critical infrastructure, steal sensitive data, and undermine national security. Erosion of trust in institutions, declining trust in government, media, and other institutions can undermine the effectiveness of democratic governance and exacerbate societal divisions. Loss of global leadership, the rise of competitors, the erosion of multilateralism, and the growing complexity of global challenges may push foreign policy in more pragmatic and collaborative directions, which would be difficult to achieve in a politically polarized environment. Environmental degradation. Climate change, pollution, and resource depletion pose existential threats to the environment and humanity, requiring enormous investments in sustainable development and environmental protection. Public health crises. The COVID-19 pandemic exposed vulnerabilities in the United States to public health crises, revealing weaknesses in the healthcare system and the need for greater preparedness and resilience. Social and cultural division. Deep-seated societal divisions along the lines of race, ethnicity, religion, and political ideology could foment social unrest and stifle national unity. The rise of populism and nationalism. The rise of populist and nationalist movements could undermine democratic institutions, erode trust in international cooperation, and produce a more isolationist policy trajectory. The opioid crisis. The opioid epidemic continues to ravage communities across the country, leading to increased addiction, overdose deaths, and social problems. Addressing these problems requires a comprehensive approach that includes investing in education and workforce, preparing the workforce for the opportunities and challenges of the 21st century, including automation and technological disruption. Reducing economic inequality, strengthening social safety nets, investing in infrastructure, and promoting fair wages. Reforming political institutions, strengthening democratic institutions, encouraging civic discourse, and addressing the root causes of political polarization. Investing in research and development, maintaining scientific and technological competitiveness to solve global problems, such as pandemics, climate change, cybersecurity, and space dominance. Strengthening international cooperation, engaging in multilateral diplomacy and international cooperation to address global challenges, including climate change, terrorism, and proliferation. Promoting social and environmental justice, addressing racial and social inequality, protecting the environment, and ensuring healthcare and education for all. Strengthening public health infrastructure, strengthening public health systems in order to prevent and respond to future pandemics and other public health emergencies. Promoting civic engagement and civic education, foster a sense of civic responsibility and civic engagement among citizens. Promote civic education and education about democracy and the importance of civic participation. Opioid crisis, implement comprehensive strategies to prevent opioid addiction, treat addicts, and prevent overdose deaths. It's worth noting that this is not intended to be a prediction about the imminent collapse of the United States. However, by understanding the historical factors that led to the collapse of past empires and comparing those to the challenges currently faced by the US, we can gain greater appreciation for the fragility of even the most powerful nations and work to address vulnerabilities before they become insurmountable. Disclaimer: this analysis is a historical observation and does not represent a prediction about the future of the US.